Putin has a problem. Russia's new offensive into Ukraine failed already. On the 145th day of the Russian invasion of Ukraine, hostilities in Donbass are escalating as the Russian military has resumed major offensive operations in the area. However, despite the end of the operational pause, the Russian military has not made any significant progress. Mercenaries of the Wagner Group in Ukraine. In its daily assessment of the war, the British Department of Defense focused on Russian private military companies, in particular the infamous Wagner Group, their current role in the conflict and how they could become a disruptive force in the Russian campaign in Ukraine. Russia used Wagner's private military company to strengthen frontline forces and mitigate shortages and losses, British military intelligence estimates. British military intelligence added that a Russian private military company was very important in recent Russian operations in the Donbass, saying that Wagner has almost certainly played a central role in the recent fighting, including the capture of Popasna and Lysychansk. But in order to attract more men, the Wagner Group and other private military companies have had to lower their standards and accept virtually anyone who is willing to join and deploy in the war zone, including the elderly and even convicts who were given their freedom in exchange for military service in Ukraine. These battles inflicted heavy losses on the group. Wagner lowers hiring standards by hiring convicted and previously blacklisted individuals. Very limited training is provided for recruits. This is likely to affect the future operational effectiveness of the group and reduce its value as a support for regular Russian forces, the British Ministry of Defense said. But not everything is so rosy between the Wagner Group and the Russian military. Like everyone else in Russia, the two entities are vying for influence over Putin, and whoever has the most patronage at any given moment has the upper hand. But this can lead to conflicts between the two sides to the detriment of effective combat operations. The head of Wagner, Yevgeny Prigozhin, recently became a hero of the Russian Federation for Wagner's performance in Lugansk. This, at a time when a number of very high-ranking Russian military commanders are being replaced, is likely to exacerbate discontent between the military and Wagner. It is also likely to have a negative impact on the morale of the Russian military, said British military intelligence. The Wagner Group is a private military company with extremely close ties to the Kremlin and Russian President Vladimir Putin, primarily through Russian businessman Yevgeny Prigozhin, founder of the Wagner Group and a retired Russian military intelligence officer. The U.S. Department of Justice charged Prigozhin with involvement in Russian interference in the 2016 U.S. presidential election. The Wagner Group first appeared on the scene during the initial invasion of Ukraine in 2014, when it was instrumental in the invasion and annexation of Crimea. Prior to the war, the Wagner Group mainly recruited ex-servicemen and deployed them in trouble spots around the world to support or advance Russian foreign policy interests. The private military company mainly specializes in direct action, combat consulting and external-internal defense. But what makes it ideal for Putin and the Kremlin is that the Wagner Group does not have a national label and can be used in ways that offer the Russian leader and the Kremlin plausible deniability on the world stage. Russian losses. The Ukrainian Ministry of Defense said that as of Monday, Ukrainian forces had killed about 38,450 Russian troops, and wounded about 3 times as many, destroyed 220 fighters, attack aircraft and transport aircraft, 188 attack and transport helicopters, 1,687 tanks, 849 artillery pieces, 3,886 armored personnel carriers, 248 multiple launch rocket systems, MLRS, 15 boats, 2,753 vehicles and fuel tanks, 113 anti-aircraft batteries, 690 tactical unmanned aerial systems, 70 special equipment platforms such as bridge vehicles, and 4 Iskander mobile ballistic missile systems, as well as 166 cruise missiles shot down Ukrainian air defense. Attack of drones in Ukraine. A drone from Ukraine has dropped a bomb on what appears to be a Russian soldier. To make up for the losses they suffered in the war, the Russian military is now relying on the covert mobilization that the Kremlin has launched over the past few weeks. According to the main intelligence directorate of Ukraine, GUR, Russian army cadet organizations are opening thousands of new positions.